Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I just drew a tiny little Reddit Gets Drawn picture, and it was suggested to me to do kind of a slower sketch in a kind of draw with me style. So here it is. I actually did this previously with another drawing, but my phone shut off on me at the very end, so I lost about 10-15 minutes of it. If you guys want to see that, I can show it to you, but like I said, I lost about 10 or 15 minutes of it, so I do have the talking on it though. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about my thought process on this and kind of what I was doing and maybe what I was thinking a little bit. So I wanted to exaggerate his features because he had such interesting eyes. Like, they were coming at such a downward angle, and you could really see his eyelids and the shape of his eyes, that I kind of exaggerated that even more. And he had such thick eyebrows that I thought it would look really nice if I made them kind of blocky, although I think I tend to do that anyways. So yeah, that's one of the things I find when you're drawing, is if you exaggerate something, for some reason it almost has more of a feeling. It exaggerates the feeling that you get when you see it. And his nose, I kind of like how his nose turned out. It was super pointy. And right here, I was working on his mouth, and I was kind of trying to follow the shape of his nose, because it tends to look nicer when you have repetitive shapes in your art. And that sticker on that tongue was so cute. I just thought it was adorable. So I drew that. Can't miss a chance to draw a sticker on your tongue. I ended up having to get a close-up because it was too far out. And I usually tend to do that. I tend to work, do the basic shapes further out and then get a little bit closer as I try to add some details. I try to do that. Sometimes I'm not the best at doing it. Hey, sometimes you forget. And here I was just going back in and making the shape of his jaw a little bit more pronounced, I guess, since I had it super sketched out. I really liked how this turned out. You can, if you look close, you can see the lines that my eyes automatically pick out to follow, to add in here so that it looks like the picture. I just think that's so interesting. I find that I like a sketch more before I color it, and then when I color it, I don't like it as much. I don't know why. It probably has to do with the fact that I'm not very good at coloring stuff, so it looks better before I color it and mess it up. Now that I look, this background looks very similar to a park that we have here in town. That would be crazy if he was from my town. Considering I live in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. That would be strange. At some point, I know I go in and change the length of his neck because I made it a little bit too long. So I don't know where that point is. Oh, I think right here I went and did something and I paused it and then I like forgot to pause it, so it didn't work quite. Here I am thinking about lining. Get on the line work. And yeah. So I was trying to do a thing where I did lighter line work, so the like darkness of it wouldn't overpower my coloring. And I don't know if that worked too well, but I did try. I hear trying is what counts. You can like see my hand moving, trying to decide what to do. It's so strange. So one of the things that I talked about in the video from that got messed up was about the strangest thing to me that happened recently was that I reached 100 followers on Instagram. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but honestly, it seems crazy to me. Like, it's so strange to hear or to see that 100 people somewhere out there in the world have liked my art and want to see more of it. So I'm just like, wow, that's really cool. And then I see, other people like, oh my gosh, they have so many. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, wow. I wonder if I'll ever get there someday. Man, those stars are just so cute. And I drew his teeth. I drew like little buck teeth on purpose because I thought it was so cute. But I thought it was really interesting how you could see like the way his tongue was folding in his mouth. You could see how right here I was a lot closer in, zoomed in, and that just allows you to have more control of what you're drawing. And I know most people who are going to watch this already know that, but I remember when I was a lot younger and I didn't realize that. So I just figure, what would I like to have heard when I was just starting out? And yeah, that's a tip that's really helpful when you're just starting out, is to zoom in once you've already got your sketch down. And I do the technique, I guess. The way that I do my outlines is I have my one hand on Control Z, and then I try to draw slowly, but also I use Control Z a lot. So I'm trying to draw it as you can see, like, I draw a partial line and then I go back over like halfway through and then draw again. And that's actually a technique that I learned from doing tattoo, like watching tattoo videos and stuff. Because if they have to draw a really like long line, they will draw the line and then start halfway through the last line they did and then continue it so that it would be, so that it looks smoother, but also they don't have to draw a really long line. Because I don't like to move my hand, like, I move my wrist, I don't move my hand, and so if you're just moving your wrist and then trying to do a long line, it comes out looking wiggly because your wrist can only move so far. So what I do is I do several small lines, but I connect them so that it looks like one line. Well, I kind of cheat that way. Like, I actually never realized that I did that until just now. So you'll see me trying to do these like longer lines, and I struggle with it. And I do better if I do them smaller. Like smaller little lines. I really feel like I could have added something to that neckline because it's a pretty large spot that is, like, doesn't have anything on it. I don't know why I had to go over that like 500 times. I guess it just wasn't right. It might be strange, but I actually enjoy drawing those little lines for the zipper. It's like fun little thing to do. Boop, 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 boop. And those little flowers, they were so cute. So yeah, you can see I work kind of in stages. I'll start off at the face and then I slowly scroll down the picture and do more and go back up, and if I see that it's that I have most of it done, then I'll turn the sketch layer off and then I go in and try to see if I see anything that needs to be added, like any type of detail that I think would look nice. Looking at the picture, that's what I usually do when I'm looking at coloring, so that I can match colors better. So I'm not trying to guess out what my colors are. Sometimes I do color pick, but sometimes I don't. I just try to get it to look mostly the same. And because I don't really know how to color so well, so most of this is just what I've learned from trial and error. I usually go in and lay in large blotches of color and then I fill in up to the outline. And then, like, after that, I put them on different layers most of the time. Sometimes, like, if I'm working on skin, I'll put the blush on top of the skin and then the eyes on top of that. Because, like, I don't know. I think it's weird to have a whole other layer just for my eyes. But most of the time I get worried that I'm gonna mess up. So sometimes I do it if I'm really worried about it, and sometimes I don't. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. And I wanted his lips to be really pink, but I forgot that I wanted to do that, so I ended up not making them as pink as I wanted, and then having the tongue a little bit pinker, so maybe it would pop, I guess. I don't really remember what I was thinking right there. Oh, and I use this gesture drawing from an artist that I used to follow a long time ago. I don't really remember his name. I feel like it was like Norasuko or something. And I saw him on... God, I think it was Tumblr? But he draws some, like, NSFW stuff, like, not safe for work. And, like, kind of, I don't know, found that some of the stuff that he draws is a little bit too sketchy for me. So I don't really follow him anymore, but I really like that brush. So, like, whenever I have to re-download Manga Studio, which is what I use, I have to try and remember what his name was because I really like that brush. So I'm like, what's that guy's name again? Yeah, and for that, I just kind of go in really lightly and try to blend it in also, because like I said, I'm not great at coloring, so I look at the picture and say, okay, where are the colors and how can I make that kind of match it? And that tongue was so cute. I added that little white to it and I really liked that. Yeah, for eyebrows, I kind of just block them in. I'm not very, like, what's the word? I'm not a weathered artist when it comes to eyebrows. I kind of just do blocks. And then, like, add a couple of lines to the outside to make it look kind of like it's fading into it. Oh, here, I forgot to do the shading around the eyes. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. With the shading added to it, I liked that. Yeah, you can see that I do it pretty quickly. Because I'm not worried about making it look realistic. I'm trying to just get the idea of what's going on there. So, I just kind of have a set way of doing it. Like, I try to always go on the earlobes and then kind of do a little round thing right there. Try to do the hairline and the eyes and the cheeks and the nose and the chin and underneath the neck. Like, just as a quick way of doing it because I'm not too worried about it being realistic. And I'm sure there's a quicker way to coloring in the hair. And if you guys know of a quicker way of coloring in the hair working on Clip Studio Paint or Manga Studio, you should really, like, let me know, or, you know, send a link to it in some tutorial or something, because, oh my god, it's so annoying to have to go around it like that. Here I was trying to decide what to do for the hair, and I decided to just go in quickly like that, because I didn't want to have it be, like, really detailed. So yeah, when I do hair, I try to think of it as clumps of hair, so it's a little bit easier to shade it, if I think about it that way. And with my, like, program that I have to upload in 10-minute chunks. So, like, when I start going quicker, it's because I'm like, oh crap, I only have, like, a couple more minutes to finish this part of it. And then I have to stop it and export it and then upload it and then download it again and then do that. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's my very fancy free software problem. you can see me cleaning up some of the outlines as I go. I found that if I wait all the way till the end, it just makes a giant mess, because then I have like 7 or 8 different layers that I have to try and figure out where the little bits are that are sticking out, and sometimes it's like not even the right one that I'm on, and it's just a pain in the butt. It takes way longer instead of just cleaning it up as you go. Yeah. I like the way I colored that little gold thing. The gold zipper. So cute. And I don't remember if I colored in those flowers. I wonder if I forgot to color in the flowers. Too funny. Oh, I believe I start coloring in the stars now. Yep. I almost think I should have gone in and made the outline on the stars a little bit thinner, so that the colors would stand out a little bit more. I'm not really sure. You can see that I'm trying to stagger the colors around so there's not like a chunk of yellow or a chunk of green or anything there. I try to make them similar in tone. Except for that one, I guess. So I think that's about it. We're coming up on it. If this is something that you guys are interested in, more of me just kind of explaining what my decisions are and stuff, or if you have any other suggestions, please let me know, because I definitely really appreciate it. And thank you so much to the person on Reddit who suggested that I do this. It's really nice to have little suggestions and stuff. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think that I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing next, but actually, so the next thing that I'm going to be drawing or doing a video of is a cheap art challenge, because while I was at the Family Dollar, I saw some super cute, wait, it's a little pencil set for $2, and it is so adorable that I had to get it. And I was like, this is perfect, because it comes with pencils and ballpoint pens. And then I saw a candy scented felt pen, and it was so adorable. It reminds me of like the Shopkins stuff. So I had to get it, because I figured, hey, I can draw this, I can draw with it and use it for a video, and then I can give it to my daughter, because, well, she likes to draw too, and she's 5, so she loves getting stuff like this. Yeah, so I got candy scented felt pens, and then scented markers, and they are stinking adorable. So I hope that pretty soon I will have a video up. Probably sometime. I'll probably film it this weekend, because I have some time to do that, and then upload it sometime like Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.